Have you ever agreed to a medical procedure or treatment without fully understanding what was involved? Have you ever felt too embarrassed to ask your doctor questions? Have you ever felt pressured into signing a consent form? Have you ever had a bad outcome from a procedure, one that wasn't discussed with you before you signed the form? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you did not give informed consent. What is informed consent anyway? Informed consent isn't just about your signature on a form. It is a process where your doctor has a discussion with you about your condition. Your goals and concerns are taken into account. After a discussion is made about treatment options, risks, and benefits, you make an informed decision. An exception to this is during an emergency, when consent can be implied. For example, if a person is unconscious with severe injuries from an accident, medical treatment is provided even though they are unable to consent. In all other situations, consent is obtained either orally or in written form. Verbal consent is sufficient for minor procedures like getting blood tests or a CAT scan. Anything more complex, like getting a blood transfusion or an operation, requires a written consent. There are 4 elements of informed consent. A valid consent must be informed, specific, voluntary, and given by a person with capacity. Let's go through each element. First, as implied in its name, consent must be informed. This means your doctor shares all the relevant information about the medical condition and the proposed treatment or procedure. The benefits and risks of the treatment are discussed. Alternative treatment options, including not getting the procedure or treatment, should also be discussed. As the patient, you must understand what is happening, why it is happening, and what may go wrong. This is your opportunity to ask any questions and discuss your concerns. No question is too silly. Second, informed consent is specific to the treatment or procedure discussed. You may consent to one treatment but not another. For example, a person who has a broken hip may consent to having the bones fixed but not to a blood transfusion during the operation if it's needed. Third, informed consent is voluntary. This means that consent is given freely without feeling pressured or threatened by your doctor, family, or friends. You should be given sufficient time to understand the information discussed before making a decision that's right for you. Voluntariness means you have a right to say no. You should still receive medical care that doesn't involve the treatment or procedure being discussed. Even if you do give consent, you can change your mind and withdraw it at a later date. Finally, consent must be given by a person with capacity. What is capacity? You have capacity if you are able to understand the facts and choices involved, retain the information, weigh up the consequences, and communicate your decision. Every adult is assumed to have capacity unless shown otherwise. Your capacity to consent may be affected if you are a minor, have physical issues like a hearing impairment, or a mental disability. Cultural differences, such as when English is not your first language, may also affect your ability to understand the information provided. Your doctor should ensure that any issues are addressed with the appropriate support, such as providing an interpreter, as well as information in written form. If you do not have the capacity to give consent, a legal guardian may provide it on your behalf. To recap, informed consent is informed, specific, voluntary, and given by a person with capacity. When done right, it helps to create a safer, more transparent healthcare experience. So, before you agree to a medical procedure or treatment, remember that you have the right to informed consent. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Even if you trust your doctor to provide the best treatment, it is important to understand your options and feel empowered to make decisions that are best for you. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.